Hey guys, welcome back to Panama. It's been a day of wind gusts attacking birds, passing traffic on this trafficless road, whimsy chasing after creatures, and looking for poop to eat. We've had it all today. Today's question: can I access my panniers, my side cases, my saddlebags with the cockpit installed? Yes, absolutely. We want it. So we want you to ride with side cases. We consider it a pretty important safety feature, or at least a safety enhancement. Okay, when you've got side cases on there, even if they're just soft bags, it's going to keep the cockpit and your dog that much further away from the ground if you have a get off, right? So it's a safety enhancement. You're also carrying your dog's gear with you as well. So luggage is even more important when you're bringing them along and their cockpit is on. So during the design phase of the cockpit build, we're going to look at how your side cases open. Do they lift up? Do they go out? You know, those type that kind of open out and all your stuff kind of pours out. Do you have like soft flaps like saddlebags, right? And so in a case where they are a hard pannier like these and they lift up, well, we're going to have to make sure that the cockpit is narrow enough. It happens quite often with BMW 1200, 1250, and even the 1300 GS, where the standard size cockpit is sometimes just a little bit too wide with the OEM or even Touratech side cases on there. It just happens a lot, so it comes to mind. We make the cockpit a little bit narrower than standard to account for that. And so we'll have you do the measurement during the design. We'll check to see if that's the situation for your build, and then we'll go narrower if we need to. Now, in the case of Jess's Tiger 900, plenty of space. Those cases are just mounted out a little bit further, and it's no problem. A lot of cruisers, we find that they open outward, okay, or you've got those soft saddlebags, and so as long as the cockpit is just high enough, you really are going to have plenty of access to it, and it's not going to be a problem. You've got some of those like Vario cases for the BMW, other manufacturers as well, that are like plastic, and they kind of like accordion out, and then they open outward. And you know, Jess kind of struggled with those for miles and miles and miles. They actually work quite well, but they do kind of dump your stuff out, right? That's not going to be an issue for the cockpit, but in some cases, depending upon how high up they mount and the level of your passenger seat and the cockpit, we may have to raise your cockpit a little bit. So the point here is that there's a variety of options and situations out there. We're going to take it into account when we design your cockpit. And that's one of the reasons that in step one of the design phase, we're going to ask you for a series of photos. It's a minimum of 7 photos, okay? We generally only use 2 of them for your measurements markup, where we ask you for certain measurements. So why are we asking you for more photos? Because we want to see all of these features, right? We want to see what your bike looks like with the type of cases that you have on there. We want to look at how they open. We want to look at where they're mounted relative to other characteristics of the bike. And so all of this goes into the conversation that happens at that next step to say, okay, this is how we want to mount your bike. This is what we understand your side case and your luggage situation to be. And this is how we're going to accommodate it. And all of that then is taken account in the design phase of your cockpit build.